Hey everyone, good morning. Sid Pedinti here, the founder of Powered by Grants. In this short video, I want to walk you through the risk-free business model that I have not only discovered but have been helping others integrate into their businesses. The premises on how you can get $10,000 a month in grants funding for your business so that you can educate people and have a deeper impact at the same time. So let's go ahead and dive right into what this funding is for and how this process works. What we're talking about is fusing an educational and philanthropic organization into your existing business model. So, on one side, you're talking about education where you can create courses, programs, workshops, training sessions, or host videos through which you can educate someone. You can take your knowledge, compress it into short mini courses like I've done here, as you see here. And this can go into really any business model, whether you're looking to file a trademark or you're teaching people how to claim bankruptcy, how to start an online business, explaining how the US immigration process works, how to build stores on Shopify or Amazon, how to build a mastermind, how to overcome stage fright, how to find your passion and live a lifestyle that you want, how to build a technology company, how to find the one if you're a type A woman, how to divorce in an amicable way, or any other topic that you're presently pitching in your business where you're helping people. This process can work seamlessly in that. So the first step in this entire process is to go ahead and think about the integration of a nonprofit, educational, and philanthropic organization. When I talk about nonprofits, I want you to stop thinking about organizations such as the Red Cross or Blood Donor Drive and other organizations that have a purely humanitarian or philanthropic avenue. Yes, that's one type of nonprofit that exists out there, but nonprofits can generally be for educational purposes. So think about universities, zoos, museums, and so forth. They can be for religious purposes, churches and ministries. They can be for scientific research purposes, labs and medical centers, or they can even be for philanthropic or public benefit purposes. What we do is we combine the education and philanthropic organization, those two types of missions, into your nonprofit incorporation. At the end of the day, a nonprofit is an incorporation. It has to be treated just like a business so that on one side you have a stable, predictable way to generate revenue into the organization, and on the other side, you have a way to give back to society, having a deeper impact, and that's where your philanthropic mission comes into place. So when I specifically talk about nonprofits, I'm very specifically talking about these type of educational and public benefit philanthropic organizations that you can combine or add as an extension to any business model that you're already operating in, or essentially to your current business. Imagine if you can do all the educational aspect of what you're currently doing to convince clients why they need your product or service in the nonprofit side and get funding so that you can do it without any cost from your pocket. That's what this model is about. It took me 5 years to perfect this model, to build it, and literally we're disrupting the way people think about nonprofit organizations. You see, one of the biggest myths when people think about nonprofits is that, hey, I cannot make money. I have to give away everything I own or everything I'm creating. And that's simply not true. A nonprofit can be, like I said, in any one of these four categories. And in fact, there are many other categories, but I'll stick with these four base categories that you can create a nonprofit under. If you think about universities, nonprofit universities charge a lot of money for the education that they provide. And I paid over $350,000 to go to law school. It was not cheap, it was not free, and it's still a nonprofit, a multi-billion-dollar nonprofit that run like a business. They have staff, they have books, they have a facility they have to manage, they have programs, they have members, they have students who are benefiting. So there are a lot of different sides to a nonprofit where you can have jobs, you can create an educational organization that is, changing somebody's life, and at the same time you have a mechanism that drives revenue into the organization. See, the biggest problem when people think about nonprofits, and even nonprofits that reach out to us, hundreds of them every single month, and I'll show you that in a second, the number one thing we hear is about how they have a lack of revenue. And so through this model, or rather through their model, when you focus solely on public benefit philanthropic organizations without a solid strategic plan in place. In fact, most nonprofits don't even have a plan in place. People have these big missions, they start these nonprofits, and then they realize this is draining a lot of their internal resources, money, time, and efforts in managing this organization. So what we're doing is structuring these nonprofits where you have a revenue side of it, so you have to treat it just like a business. It's an incorporation at the end of the day. And then you have a philanthropic side. And how do you combine those two so that you have a simple, smooth system that almost operates by itself? And this is the way that you build a risk-free business model where you're not only sharing your educational content and you have people that are finding you on Google, who we generally work with on almost on a daily basis, who grants $120,000 a year in advertising dollars to each nonprofit that we work with. So think about that in your business. Let me go to my Google campaign here. This is from yesterday, May 18th. We have all these different campaigns: how to start a nonprofit, how do you get grants, how to file an LLC, how do you start digital marketing agencies, how do you create courses, how do you create a nonprofit in Canada, in the US, and different parts of the world. We provide free educational content. We're not charging anything there. And the goal for us is to be able to attract our ideal client from these campaigns. So let me go ahead and dive in. So envision this in your business. This is how your clients are going to reach you. The first point in which a client will come across your business is either through a free posting or a paid advertising. That's it. Generally, those are the two ways. Either a free posting or a referral where they come into your business, but you cannot just rely on that side of it. If you want to scale your business, if you want to have a flood of leads consistently into your calendar that you can potentially convert, you have to think about how you can design a system using paid advertising. And most people stay away from paid advertising because it's a risk. But through this specific model, you can build a nonprofit organization, education center, that goes hand in hand with your existing organization, whether it's a law firm, whether it's a medical center, whether it's an e-commerce center, whether it's a coaching practice, whether it's a mastermind, whether it's technology. No matter what industry you're operating in, there's an educational component to it, and that is what is going to be done through a nonprofit. So let's dive into this campaign. For example, here I'm targeting individuals who are looking for funding as part of their nonprofits. So on one side of it, we have nonprofits that we're helping, getting them funding. On the other side, we're helping people start nonprofits. So in this one, these are all the trigger words, the keywords that we've identified that people are searching for on Google actively. And so once they go there, they end up coming across one of our ads on google.com, something like this. And so for example, yesterday we had 36 clicks on this campaign. $4.80 on the average is what this pay-per-click is being charged. Okay, so that's a lot of money, $175. Now, would I pay this from my pocket? Sure. But again, I have to be very selective, because if they don't convert, I'm starting to lose money. So what's happened through this model is that I'm able to tap in to free advertising dollars to find my ideal customers, where they go into a sequence and now they end up on my website, my nonprofit's website. Grants for nonprofits. Here is what we do. And then we have a free demo about grants. We're not charging anything. And we have case studies. Because we've had so much success with this, I've put down case studies from different industries, the type of nonprofits that we've created. So the ideal client goes here on Google, types something on google.com, ends up on one of my advertisements, and this is what it looks like. I'll just show you a quick example. Grants for nonprofits. This is my actual ad, and here's the website version of it. They look at this, they click on it, they end up on this website here. Now this is for my nonprofit because it says all the language here. And now once they click to find out more, I have a very simple video where I explain what I do and how these nonprofits can get funded by grants. And then I have a simple call, a free call through my nonprofit organization, Grants for Nonprofits, where they can book a call, and I have very specific questions that I ask them so I can identify where they are in their journey and how we can help them. And so these are the screening questions that I am asking these individuals for answers with. And then I have a FAQ section, a free FAQ that describes my program and the process in which an organization can receive funding. And I even have a free group that they can join on Facebook that they can interact with us. So through the grants, as you're looking here, through these paid advertising, they are not only coming onto my website, booking a call, getting empowered, and if they want to do this by themselves, absolutely, they can surely do that. Nobody's twisting their arm to book a call, but that's the goal, right? And that's the goal in your business. That's why you're paying advertising or hunting for clients, is so that you can help them. And so we have a free call, very simple sales call funnel, and this is what it looks like. Let me just show you. On a day-to-day basis, we have 8 to 10 meetings every single day booked on our calendar, all for free, coming in through my nonprofit organization where I'm empowering them, answering questions for them. This is what my calendar looks like. Every single day, 5 to 10 free, absolutely free clients. I haven't paid a dime out of my pocket to get any of these clients because Google is sponsoring me. Google's funding me. They're paying me to educate people. Believe it or not, I know many people think this is too good to be true, but this is the proof right here. This is how the system works. There are billions of dollars in grants available for nonprofit organizations. You just need to understand how to go tap into them. This is my weekly calendar. 10 calls a day, 40 to 50 clients every single week, completely for free, that I'm educating them on. Now, if they want further help after a quick session, I have different for-profit organizations that I work with that I point them in the right direction. So if they want free help and they're like, hey, I want to understand how to do this by myself, absolutely. I point them off to the right direction and say, go apply to this. This is what you do. If they reach out and say, Sid, I need your help, or I need somebody else on your team or your partners who can help me, then I point them in the right direction. And that's where we make a conversion to the for-profit side. Now, is this legal? Of course it's legal. If you think about universities, okay, let's start with that model. If you think about universities or think about zoos, you have this nonprofit educational organization with programs, courses, and all these different things that are not free. You're paying when you enter a zoo. You're paying when you enter a library. You're paying when you enter a museum. You pay for university degrees. And these are nonprofits. When you say nonprofit, all that means is that your mission, the reason you started your organization, is not driven solely for profits. It's for a higher level of impact. It's being driven by a different purpose. And that purpose in this case is education and impact and philanthropy. So the more we give away, the more clients we're able to help, the more revenue we get, the more in philanthropy, more donations we can give out. Using this model, we've helped over 100 kids last year get out of gangs. One of my clients, he helps prisoners get out of prison and teaches them how to become entrepreneurs so they don't end up back in prison. These are all the missions that we want to create ultimately, but even to do that, we need revenue. And to get revenue, we're structuring these nonprofit organizations in a way that we can make money from them. The more we get, the more we give. So coming back to the university example, you have courses and programs in a university, and now you have inside the university, for example, McDonald's, Starbucks, Pizza, or a bookstore, landscaping companies, parking lot attendants, security organizations, parking lot security. All these are for-profit businesses that work in alignment with the nonprofit so that they can enhance the patrons of the nonprofit, the consumers of the nonprofit at a better level, at a higher level. So at the end of the day, you do need for-profit, small businesses in the economy that are aligned with these nonprofits so that they survive. Think about zoos, for example, again. Another example, you go to a zoo or you go to a museum. Inside the museum, you have these for-profit businesses, McDonald's, pizza stores, Starbucks, security guards, parking lot attendants, parking lot tickets that are sold. And a lot of these are for-profit organizations that are working in alignment with the nonprofit so that these nonprofits are able to survive. And they charge money for what they do, right? Parking, or you go to a McDonald's or Starbucks inside the museum or inside the university, you're paying for them. A portion of those can be dedicated back into the nonprofit, and that's exactly how these organizations work. One side you have money going in and out, the other side you have money going in and out. But that's the exact model that we are building for our clients, entrepreneurs in every niche possible, literally from A to Z, structuring these educational organizations so that they can create these courses in their industry and share the knowledge that they have gained with people who are looking for that on Google, which is a big blue ocean marketplace. Most people are advertising on Facebook, which is competitive. Chances are you're not even advertising because you fear that you're going to lose some money in advertising. What if it doesn't work? Well, what if it does work? What if your calendar looks like this on a weekly basis? How would that impact your business? How would that impact your life? How would that change the equation for you no matter what industry you're operating in? And so that's the exact system that took me over 5 years, well, truly over 15 years to realize, and about 5 years of hard work, thousands of hours of work to master, to perfect. And I did this for my own organization before I started offering this as a service to help small business owners in every niche incorporate this philosophy. The philosophy that you have to give in order to get. And that is what Powered by Grants is all about. That is the reason Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi picked my nonprofit organization and my for-profit organization and my mastermind called Powered by Grants, this entire model, as one of the winners in their KBB mastermind of 35,000 businesses. I got the award of overachiever, which is for this model, because this model enabled me to create jobs, 12 new jobs, VAs, and other sales specialists. It also enabled me to give away more than $600,000 last year in donations. That extra business that I was able to generate from this, let me show you on a monthly basis. We're talking about 100 new clients, 150 new clients. Let's be conservative and say only 30 new clients or 20 new clients. that you were able to acquire for free. Look at this. Look at my calendar. These are all absolutely free clients that I've not paid a single dollar for, who are dialed into the message, who are looking for impact, and we've been able to have a difference in their lives. This is when I was doing this part-time. Decided to start focusing my attention on there. You see, all this was just my regular law firm that I was doing this for. And then I decided, okay, this is a model that I need to share with the world. After Tony Robbins called out to me and said, called me on and said, let's do this. This is what you need to do. Take your message and share this with the world. This was what changed everything for me. And through this, I've been able to change the lives of hundreds of entrepreneurs who in turn are able to change the lives of hundreds of their potential customers. So this is what my this is what my mastermind, my program, Powered by Grants, is about. These are all the organizations that we've been able to work with. We have a very simple demo. As I just explained to you, this is how it works. People come on, they have a simple page, they watch a free video about what we have to offer, and here are all the success stories that we have in place that they can take a look at. They have a call, they have program FAQs that they can read about. So imagine again this sequence in your specific business. And look, we're not just talking about Google funding you. We're talking about grants from Microsoft, HP, Adobe, VMware, Zoom, Intuit, TechSoup, Box, Merrick, Cisco. Hundreds of organizations. Every large Fortune 500 company in the world gives out funding for nonprofits. So that's what this process is about. And listen, every dollar that you generate in your nonprofit is going to pay 0% tax because it's a tax-exempt organization. You're creating this not just to make money, but also look at the amount of lives that we've been able to change through this model. The number of people that we've been able to help through this specific model. All these people who have come to us that we've been able to help and empower more people with. So that's what this is about, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been wondering what I do, how my program works, and if this works for your business model, well, this is the proof of the pudding. Okay, this is what we can accomplish for you and help you set up, structure, get funding, and help you design in your own business so that every client can potentially be acquired at $0 cost of acquisition. Imagine the competitive advantage you will get in your industry against competitors who have no clue about how this works. So I hope to talk to you soon. I hope this has made sense to you. I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have any. Okay? Talk to you soon. Once again, my name is Sid Pedinti, the founder of Powered by Grants. I'm so happy to share this message with you, and I look forward to building the system and getting you funded by grants. Talk soon.